Hello and welcome back to Mark's House and Garden UK. I've just finished this tablescape. It's an Easter tablescape, and as you can probably see, it's all based around an old log that I found in the garden. And I went to Home Bargains and bought several bits of Easter paraphernalia. It's also got olive branches in for peace. In this video, I'm going to show you how I put this all together. And let me tell you that all the stuff that I bought for this was under £10. And this is going to bring lots of pleasure and joy to the family over the Easter period. Right, let's get into it. So the first thing I had to do was find a log. And I found a log on the log pile in the corner of my garden. And it was covered in lichen and moss and algae. So I gave it a good clean with a pressure washer. Then I trimmed bits off it until eventually I got a log that was stable and would sit horizontally on a flat surface. Now this log could have gone either way up, but I decided that this was the most attractive and flexible orientation for it. So that's the one I decided to work with. I also presented it to the table to make sure it was the right scale and size. I didn't want it to be too big or too small or encroach on any of the dining positions in the dining room. So then, after I decided that the log was going to be great, I had to find a way of making the things that I'd bought from Home Bargains stay on the log. And I thought of several different ways of doing this. I've got these little tiny chocolate eggs, and there's no way I could get those to balance on the log. So I used my countersink drill bit to make little indentations all the way along the top surface of the log. And I counted the little chocolate eggs, and I made just about enough little indentations using my countersink bit so that I knew that I would be able to bring this inside and place those in. So those are like little tiny egg cups. And the other thing I have were some tiny little terracotta pots. Really tiny little things, and they were the perfect size for these other little chocolate eggs to sit in. But again, what with children being slightly excitable, there's no way I could have got those to stay balanced on top of this log, so I had to secure them. So I made several little pilot holes with a wood bit all the way along the top of the log, equally spaced out, and then I used a wood screw and I went through the bottom of the terracotta pot and attached them all the way along at approximately equal distances from each other. So now I had a bare log with several indentations and 6 terracotta pots attached to it. What did I want to do next? Well, I wanted some way of getting some foliage in it. Now, I'll be honest with you, this is not an olive tree log. This is a log off an old damson tree in my garden, but I wanted it to make it look like an olive tree log. So I went and pruned some little branches off my olive trees in the garden, and I made several pilot holes, and basically I stripped the bottom third of each branch and put them in the holes. Now I found that with only one little branch in each of the holes, it looked a little bit bare. So I put 2 or 3 little branches in each of those pilot holes. And I put them towards the end of the branches because I felt that gave them a more natural look. I was also aware of the fact that this would be the top surface, and I wanted them to kind of splay outwards in a naturalistic way. So now I have a log with 6 terracotta pots, a dozen indentations, and lots of little olive branches sticking out of it. The next thing to do is to take it inside and dress it. Now, in order to protect the table, I did put some placemats underneath the touch points where this was going to touch the table. They were only temporary, really, just to protect the table whilst I was working. Now, how do I get these little yellow chicks to sit and stay on this log? Well, it's pretty simple and straightforward. And of course, if you're doing this with children, be careful. I use super glue, a little dab on the feet of each of these chicks, held it in position for about 20 seconds. And they were all placed, and I lined them all up like sentries all the way along the top of the branch next to the holes where the little chocolate eggs were going to be placed. I did exactly the same thing with the little Easter bunnies and the little lambs. And all the time I was stepping back and looking at it to make sure that they were kind of equally spaced from each other and that each side of the tablescape got an attractive view. I particularly like this little bunny here, sat on top of a stick looking out over the olive branches. And eventually, after a period of time of about 20 minutes, everything was stuck on. And then it was just a question of putting the chocolate eggs in place. So I placed them all along, including the ones in the terracotta pots. And then I removed the protective table mats from underneath the legs of this log. And then I just placed what was left of the Easter paraphernalia underneath. Now, as an extra touch, I bought these little wind-up Easter chicks and Easter bunnies, and I think they're going to bring a smile to anybody's face. And speaking of smiling faces, here's my next door neighbour Rod and his two kids, Harvey and Ottilie, and they've come round to share this Easter celebration. And this is what it's all about. Look at that, straight in for a chocolate Easter egg, and you're more than welcome. And there's Ottilie. What would you like, Ottilie? That one from the top? Yes, why not? Go for it. Why not indeed? You enjoy it. I really do love to see children enjoying things like this. It reminds me of Christmas when I was a child. And I ought to mention at this stage that Rod is my next door neighbour who actually hand-built a shepherd's hut. And I did a video on it, and you can watch that video on my channel. In fact, I will link to it in the description box below this video in case you're curious as to what it's like inside a luxury shepherd's hut. And you can rent that shepherd's hut because Rod has a little glamping site next door to me. Look at that there, little bouncing bunny jumping around. Wonderful, isn't this amazing? This is what it's all about. Ottilie wants to get a bit closer, so up she gets on the stool, and no doubt she will soon be organising a bouncing wind-up toy race. But it's got to be chocolate first, of course. The blue one this time. So there's two, purple and a blue. Shall we have a race? Okay. Bunny versus chicken. On your marks, get set, go. And they're off. Wonderful. Hope you've enjoyed that, and I hope you've enjoyed my tablescape video. Please do subscribe and hit the notifications bell. Don't forget to check out Rod's Shepherd's Hut in the description box below this video. And I'll see you soon for some more tablescape adventures. Bye for now.